we have a very, very special guest today with us, and she's been a very, very influential footballer in the women's circuit for India. Today, she's a very, very renowned artist all over the world. It is none other than Yolanda D'Souza with me right here. Hello, ma'am. It is a pleasure for me to take this interview here.
Pleasure to be here with you too.
Yeah. Ma'am, you've had an interesting journey. You've played football and you're known as the only woman to have scored a hat trick against Sweden back in 1976. It is not in the records because there was no women's organization in the FIFA records. So tell us through how was the experience playing with Sweden and such a powerhouse in European football going forward, and what was the team discussions and everything like?
Yeah. The thing is, it was basically for me the first time that I was representing the country. But we had a very good side and we had a very good coach. He was from Patiala, Mr. Thapar. So he mostly gave us a talk and says, no problem, just go and give your best. But we had a good team. And it was the teamwork that helped me get my hat trick. So it was very, very special. No question about it. One of my highs in my footballing career.
What do you say about the whole thing not being recorded? What would it have made a difference to you if it was recorded and there was a FIFA women's organization there at that point of time?
Not really. It wouldn't make a difference because at that time we had the World Women's Football Federation. Okay, it was run by World Football was being run by the Women's Football Federation. So there was an organization which I think basically was the stepping stone to what we have today, you know. It was long there. So we played under Women's Football Federation. And the World Cup which was held was also under the Women's Football Federation. So the interact was the same. And basically when I look, for the last 1 or 2 years, our girls have been having international exposure. But earlier, since we left, there wasn't much of international exposure, you know, but we had a lot of it. We had a lot of international exposure. And for me, no, it doesn't make a difference whether it is recognized or not recognized. The point is that we played for the love of the game and of the country, you know, and when we played and we won and when I scored the hat trick, it was a great moment. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's the pleasure of having had done something special.
Correct, ma'am. So my next question, since you mentioned about international exposure, the FIFA Under-17 World Cup was supposed to happen last year. It got postponed and it is supposed to happen this year. What do you think that the potential of these girls are and the chances of our Indian girls are in the tournament as per se, and your message to the girls? And what has been the development over the past few years? It's almost been 40 years since that hat trick, and it's a great opportunity. 2021, and I think it's a great opportunity for the girls. What would you like to say about that?
Yeah, basically, you know, initially there was not much of football going on when FIFA took over. I have to say we were given stepmotherly treatment, that's for sure. But now things are happening, and you can see the girls are brilliant. I've seen them playing. I've seen some of them are exceedingly good, but we have to have 11, you know, to make a team, and that will take a little while. Of course, this is a very good opportunity for the youngsters to be in world football and, you know, see, it doesn't matter, you know, if you lose or whatever, but the experience that they are going to get, you know, is tremendous, and it will go a long way in forming them, you know, further, you know, because that is when you need to have inputs. So the women's under-17 is going to be one huge, you know, good thing for the girls, you know.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very good.
So, I'm a licensed coach as well. So, and I do a lot of stuff for women's football. So, one of the major drawbacks we see in women's football here in India is that some of them come from very, very rural backgrounds. And I was reading some article and where it said that, you know, there were two girls from Jharkhand who were not getting proper food, and then and then the government came forward and then they took over the whole thing and they sponsored them. But how do we kind of cater to this, and how do we reach out to more girls and develop football in India? Because I feel there is a certain need and there are a lot of talents which are untapped.
Absolutely. It's nothing like going to them, going to the villages, checking out, or having some experts, within the place, if there are, who will spot the girls. Because spotting becomes very important. It's very important. The other thing is, of course, you have to have, you have to see that, the program. I think they're doing a lot, but I don't know whether we are concentrating more in the cities or urban areas, but not the rural, So that is something to think about, because I believe that very good girls come from these places,
Absolutely.
Very good girls come from these places. I'm very happy with the Northeast people because I always had belief in them, because they were always very good. And they are basically built, they have a good build, which the rest of the girls don't have as much, They have a build that is like a natural thing which comes. And if you see, most of them are doing exceedingly well.
Absolutely.
They are doing very well. And
most of the team comprises
of them. I'm also very happy with the Indian coaches, the girl coaches, because they are taking so much effort and they are getting results, I was like following them because they were now in Turkey and elsewhere. And they did pretty well, because these are exchanges that are going to help them a lot, And there should be more with better teams, Just let them have the feel and the experience of playing with soccer players that are better than them, And then they're going to, learn from them, and I'm sure we're going to do well. I'm sure. It may take time, but we are going to be there.
Absolutely. I mean, your words are like words of wisdom for them. So, what would be some words of encouragement there from your side to all the women out there, not just sportswomen, all the women out there who are trying to be or trying to make a mark in the world?
Yeah, I would say, just go out and do whatever you want to do, Don't get bogged down with what people will say, whatever. You have faith in yourself, you have belief in yourself, you go out and you do it, because that's no other way than showing what you can do, Until and unless you show yourself, people will not know. And there's no point. In today's world, there is no difference to me. There's no difference between men and women reaching to a level. Of course, in sports, it does make a difference because, there's strength and this and that, but we can be on the same level with playing with women, But there are other things where you don't need to have strength to be good. For example, I'm an artist, so I never believe in a woman artist and a man artist. Hello, we are all in the same field. So I compete with men, and I don't believe that there should be a difference, and I don't find a reason why there should be, Because for me, it's very important that art is taken for what it is and not with the person behind it, Who is behind the artwork doesn't matter. It's the end result that's important. So girls should go for it. No two ways about that. Don't be afraid. You are supreme, and we rock.
My last question to you would be, you just mentioned that you are an artist. So what has your journey been like from an Indian footballer to a world-renowned artist? And it's incredible what you said. Like, do you face some kind of a discrimination when you put up your art and there's like, it's a man or a woman, and or what is it like when you go out there in these international festivals, and how is it like? Because this is very unknown territory to me. I've never seen a footballer be in the art arena.
No, the thing is that I did both the things right from the start. Okay. Soccer was not the only game I played. I was playing badminton. I was a hockey player. So playing was always there in me, and so was art, because my dad was a very well-known soccer player, and my mom liked to paint. Anyway, these two things were there, and right from school I had decided to go to art college. And soccer was not sport in that matter was not something that you could make your living on or whatever as a career, it was more out of your passion for the thing. So it went hand in hand. Of course, I lost a lot in terms of art because I had to follow my football career. In fact, twice I tried to leave the college because I told the principal, I can't play forever, but art goes on forever, so I'll come after 2 years. So he refused. He said, no, you're going to bring your parents here. So it was that he said, you can go as and when you like. So I had no problems. The only thing I had decided is that once I stopped playing soccer, it would be art, which is now, I'm not connected to except visually. I love to watch soccer and every other sport, but I'm not interactive with any of these as in personally, Like they must be wondering, you should be a coach or teach. But no, because I had already decided I'd lost a lot of years. And so many people ask me the question, how did you become an artist from being a soccer player?
Exactly, yeah.
So you cannot become an artist from being something else, For me, both the things went hand in hand. So there was no transition. It was only that I gave so much time for my art, for my sport, and once I was done with it, then I said it's going to be my art. So it went hand in hand, and I'm happy with both. It's something that I enjoy. So what I do is that I make use of my painting in soccer in the sense that every 4 years at the World Cup or at the European Cup, I paint on the World Cup or Euro, and then I have a show. So that's my connect with the sport at the moment.
One last thing. So we are trying to reach out to a lot of not just women or everyone around the world, and this is Bengal's first 24/7 IPTV Square Circle Media. What would your message for a platform like this to all the audience that have been like glued on to this and like to see someone as inspirational as you? The journey has been fantastic because I'm sitting in this beautiful, mesmerizing studio of yours, and it's been an honor for me to be here. And like one final message from you, ma'am.
My pleasure, absolutely, that you guys are here, and thanks for giving me the opportunity to be on your new project. And having known Partha and how he does everything of his, and he's very arty also, I know. Yeah. He's very connected to art, to music, to dance, as in his wife is a dancer, but I've seen his works before, so I'm sure that this channel is going to rock, and people, you should watch and go for it, because it's going to be very interesting, I'm perfectly sure.
So that was the legendary Yolanda D'Souza. If you haven't seen this, you're missing out on something very, very inspirational. And it's been a pleasure for me here at the studio, the art gallery of Mrs. Yolanda D'Souza. And signing off, this is me, Shattadru Dutt from Square Circle Media.